Oriire, Funo, good tidings to you. I pray that you are feeling awake, aware, and elevated in mind, body, and spirit, wherever you are and whatever may be happening around you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. I'm Baba Umar, Oluranse Emese, voice of the MSA, member of the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs, Oluwo of the House of Umar, and Babalao of Ile-Ife, Orisa. This Ile, the spiritual house, our website, and these video lessons are sanctioned by the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs in Ile-Ife. Oriire, abundant blessings to our Egbe, our online community of subscribers that's growing daily, thanks to you. Thank you for joining us for another lesson in our video blog series. Remember, as a member of our Egbe, you can support each other's spiritual journey by posting your questions and uplifting comments in the comment section below. You can also email me using the link in the description section below if you need to reach out to me on a more personal matter. If you're new to these video lessons, we invite you to click the links below to become a subscriber and member of our Egbe. Also, click the notification button to stay up to date, and share this resource with your family, friends, associates, and anyone you feel may be able to benefit from this wisdom. Homage to the one who sends and to those who are sent. Homage to Orisa and Egun. Our topic for this video is Ifa, Ancestor Worship, Part 3. It is my heartfelt desire that my monthly video lessons and the blog library dating back to 2016 will assist you in learning more about this wonderful spiritual tradition and in finding and understanding your place in this divine creation. You're so much more than you have been led to believe. The hypnosis of social conditioning and its lies has robbed you and me of the knowledge of our true identity and of our sense of spiritual power. This journey into the wisdom of our African ancestors is about reconnecting with that knowledge and power and choosing to take responsibility for defining ourselves for ourselves. I take my role as your guide and Ojubona, your teacher, on this journey as an honor, a privilege, a responsibility, because I understand the truth of who you are as divine beings. As I mentioned in other places on the website and in these videos, it takes many years to become a fully qualified and authorized Babalao. Potential priests, priestesses, and Babalaos may study 15 years or more to internalize the knowledge of the Ifa Corpus, and even then, they've only scratched the surface of this living spiritual tradition. My initiation as a priest of Obatala in 2001, as a Babalao and member of the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs in 2011, took place over a period of 10 years, and I've continued in my training for an additional 11 years since then. But there's much knowledge that I did not acquire during that period of growth into my status and role as the Oluranse Emese, the voice of the MSA. After all, I did not spend those 20 years in Ile-Ife at the source. I was not being tutored and mentored in person every day for the past 20 years. Like the Babalaos being taught there in Ile-Ife. As I said at one of our monthly Ifa Isopo Ikojopo, our Ifa connectivity gatherings, I, like all of you, am still a work in progress. That is one of the reasons that I appreciate when you, the readers of the monthly blog, viewers of these monthly videos, and YouTube Egbe members, write to me with your comments and questions. As I've often said, the road to wisdom is paved with questions, and we're all on this journey together. Although my education and training in the Ifa Corpus is limited in comparison to the Babalaos who live and study for years there in Ile-Ife, at the root of the Ifa civilization, I do have the advantage and blessing of being able to take my questions directly to the source of sacrosanct knowledge of Ifa, the Emese, and the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs. When you write me with your comments and questions, and I respond, you should know that I often send your questions and my responses to the council to make sure that what I have given you is completely consistent with the isha'ro, the Ifa Corpus, sacred oracles of Ifa, and the Ifa spiritual tradition of Orisa and Ancestor worship, as practiced and lived there in Ile-Ife. Every blog post and every video lesson has been sent to the Isoro Council for their review, and there is no reluctance on my part to issue a correction or clarification in a follow-up post or video should the council inform me of some misstatement or need for additional information to be shared. Although I should and can add that my confidence is based on the fact that the council has stated, and I quote, according to Ifa or Runmiller, the Orisha are speaking through the Oluranse, and they, the council members, will not challenge what I am guided to speak. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. So as always, I invite you to become a monthly subscriber to this channel and to visit the website often to explore the wealth of information that is available in the libraries and other links. Also invite your family, your friends, and associates to visit the website and this YouTube channel to see if the contents of the website and videos speak to their spiritual yearnings. Looking back, in response to one of my posts on Ancestor worship, I received an email back that I'd like to share with you along with my response to the email. Hopefully you'll find value in both the email and the response. I'll quote both in their entirety, as always, edited only for names, spelling, punctuation, and clarity. Quote, Alafia Baba Umar, thank you for sharing your blog on the ancestors and Orishas. I enjoy reading them. I've learned a lot about metaphysics and the physical world, and find it comforting to know even now, when I'm feeling alone, I am not alone, because ancestors are with me. As discussed in your blog, I've decided to start setting a plate for my ancestors. One of the Korean stores I shop in always has a small plate of food set by a statue of Buddha, a candle, and a portrait of a family member. I never asked why, but now I see the importance of this daily practice. My question is, here in our house, I keep glasses of water and a small tray of treats on the table designated for Orishas and our ancestors. This is one of the areas where I go to pray and talk daily with the Orishas and ancestors. Is it okay to have the Orishas and ancestors sharing the same table? Or should I have two separate areas? I want to be sure not to offend. End quote. Again, I'm grateful to the reader for their question because it allows all of us to grow in knowledge and understanding. Here's my response. Alafia, Ile-Ife, yes, Orisha and Egun are entities of two different realms or spheres of influence. Therefore, the altars should be separated. They can be near each other, but not the same table or level. For example, if you have a multi-level table, you could separate them on different levels, or simply place them on different tables in the same room or area. The key is to be able to focus your attention on the specific supernatural entities to which you are talking, praying, appealing on any particular occasion, and to respect the order of influence in your spiritual relationships. First, your Ori, second, your Egun, and third, your Orisha. Also, all of the Orishas should not be clustered together because they have different energies, some of which are not compatible. Hope this helps. End quote. Both the email of the seeker and my response were forwarded to the Isoro Council for any comments, corrections, or additions. The council responded with great insights into the placement of the Orishas, which I'll share in a future lesson, but there were no corrections or additions to my response regarding the separation of altars or the order of influence in our spiritual relationships. Again, Ori, Egun, and crowning Orisha finally. Part of my role as Oluranse Emese is to look at some of the many sources of information available in books and on the internet, and provide the council with the opportunity to evaluate the information for consistency with the Ifa Corpus, the sacred oracles of Ifa, and the Ifa spiritual tradition of Orisha and ancestor worship as a whole. Sometimes I may come across a website or other source and send the information via email directly to the council for their review. Sometimes I learn of someone who claims to be an initiated Babalawo or Orisha, even claiming to have been initiated in Ile-Ife, and I'll send his or her name and information to the council to see if there is any record or knowledge of this person ever being initiated in Ile-Ife. How would they know or remember? Perhaps a personal experience can shed some light on this. Several years ago, I was supposed to receive a very important package from the MSA, the council. I, of course, wanted to make sure that they had my mailing address correct. So I wrote to my liaison on the council and asked if we needed to verify that they had the correct address. The Alatunzi Awo assured me that there was no need to do any further verification because my name and contact information were engraved in the walls of the Isoro Council headquarters. The MSA and the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs are the most reliable repository of information about the history of Ifa to be found any place in the world, including who has been initiated as a priest, priestess, Orisha, or Babalawo in the Isha'ro, the Yoruba spiritual tradition as practiced and lived in Ile-Ife, Nigeria. As I mentioned, I will be sharing more of the Council's response to my email questions regarding the Orisha and altar placement as we continue with our exploration of Ifa, the spiritual tradition of Orisha and Ancestor worship. We'll be talking about Orisha worship next, but first let me conclude this post with a few words on ancestral reverence from Baba Ifa Tradition and his book, The Handbook of Yoruba Religious Concepts. I'm quoting, "It is the ancestors who have interpreted and revealed the words of the universal construct. They have actualized the ashe regarding psychological and cultural expression. They've uncovered the inherent divinity and spirituality of human existence. The ancestors provide the ethics and worldviews of the tradition. Adherents to the tradition abide by the ancestral wisdom to develop themselves and the culture. Ways of behavior to ensure a good life are primarily ancestral statements. It is a good life that leads to a good death, a death which leads beyond the gate and is life everlasting. The Allah Ashe, keepers, guardians of the Ashe, Babalawos, Ifa Corpus, provide examples of right living as handed down by our Yoruba ancestors. Ifara, composure. Owo, respect. Su'uru, patience. Eso, caution. Imo, knowledge. Ogbon, wisdom. Oye, understanding." Baba Ifa Tradition did not give a definition or meaning of Al-Ashe as in the above quote. My translation is in parentheses, and again, you can always go to the PDF copy through the website in order to get access to my video scripts so that you can build your own resource for the Ifa tradition. I'll look to the council to comment if my translation needs correction. Remember your Egun, for they are always surely remembering you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ki Olofi-dumare, Orisha ate Egun, Fifune ni Itona imoye ati opo ire. May Olofi-dumare, Orisha, and Egun bestow upon you guidance, wisdom, and abundant blessings. Ifo Kanbale, peace of mind from Olofi-dumare. Ajo Lo, Ajo Bo. We go out together. Excuse me, we return together. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. For those of you who will be bringing in the Gregorian calendar New Year, today is the 24th of December, 2021. We'll be going into 2023 in a few days. Blessings on you. Be safe out there in the world. And I look forward to us being together again in 2023 for our next video lesson. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo.